Hey, this is Stephen Watson. It's July 4th. Strong activity. You can see the padding right here. Wearing padding underneath my clothes. So July 3rd into July 4th, very strong activity. So I'm going to pick up where I last let off. I think June 29th was my last log. So on June 30th, as I touched on in June 29th, I arrived in Southern California from Arizona. And let's see, what happened on June 30th? On June 30th, I went to fix my car. So I had had a little thing I had to do on my transmission. And I was in Reseda, California. And I could feel it that day, and it was strong enough where it was, I could feel some discomfort in the stomach, and of course there were bioeffects when I went to go poop in my stool. And let's see, July 1st, I went to visit my mom, who's she reports targeting. She's a targeted family member, living in a retirement home. My big sister, who's her guardian, put her in. And my big sister, she doesn't believe in the directed energy or the targeting. She's one of these people who attributes everything to mental health. But my mom was describing this man who lives next to her. It's like this retirement home, and they all have rooms, private rooms. But he was like bullying or harassing her. And I brought it up with the staff, and they got angry and kicked me out and said I'm no longer welcome there. And I thought it was kind of an overreaction, but it kind of makes sense if abuse is occurring there. And the place is a little ghetto. They don't have very good reviews online and past allegations of abuse. But that is a potential elder abuse lawsuit. So after that, I went to the Pasadena, California police station, because the activity there is always strong in Pasadena. And I was going to say, well, this is it. I'm going to file a complaint, and you have to file a complaint with the police if you're intending to sue the police and wait for a response if it's misconduct or police brutality. And of course, the difficult thing is warfare. If you notice, like the Ukraine war, it's all becoming very remote. Like it's mostly drone warfare or shooting missiles. And what I'm describing is also remote, where it's hard to pinpoint who's actually doing it. My theory is solid state directed energy is like millimeter wave or whatever, is being masked with cell towers, and it's being used remotely at some control center, maybe a fusion center, maybe through a contractor or the sheriff department, accessing Palantir or some software, targeting and tracking software against people put on watch list, terrorist watch list. Even though I'm not a terrorist, I've never been that violent, into weapons or violence and stuff. I'm a non-violent, what do they call them, non-investigative subject. That's what the ACLU, called people that are not on the no-fly list, but they're still on the watch list. There's like different levels of terrorist watch listing. But anyways, that's what I theorized. But I was going to file a report anyways, just because it's getting really bad, and you have to do that before issuing a lawsuit, as I stated. But I went there, and the police said you have to do it online. You have to file it online. So I took note of that. In Los Angeles, not Pasadena, it's kind of different. They want you to go to a police station in person and talk to a supervisor and fill out paperwork. But after you file a police complaint, you usually get a letter with a response, and then if they deny that they're involved, or they're dismissive of your claims, and the abuse continues, then you can file a Section 1983, or deprivation of rights, or a civil lawsuit after you file a complaint. That's the protocol you have to follow in order to sue law enforcement. And then I was at the library July 3rd. I was at the public library. July 2nd, I could still feel it. It wasn't that strong, but on July 3rd, it was strong. I started hearing the audible clicks on my dashboard over here in, San Fernando Valley, Reseda, Chatsworth, Canoga Park, Topanga Canyon, that area, Hidden Hills. And I was at the public library, and I was compiling all the different locations of the sheriff department and police departments and the area where I'm being targeted. And it got really strong at the library while I was doing that. Also, how to file a complaint with the Justice Department, like a civil rights complaint, and research into fusion centers where they're located in Southern California. And I got really strong activity at the library, and a tone came in and out of my ear, and I was shaking my head around. So somebody didn't like that. So it kind of points to who's the culprits are. It's law enforcement, and fusion centers and all that stuff. And they could be using a contractor for the actual targeting or direct energy, or it could be the officers themselves behind a computer. I don't know. So that's the $1 million question: is who's actually abusing stealth weapons, intermediate force, non-lethal weapons, directed energy. So that continued after I got out of the library and preparing to file my complaints, and into the night and early morning hours of July 4th. So let's make this targeting log June 30th through July 3rd into July 4th, 2025, here in Southern California, Los Angeles County.